Greetings and salutations. And they were lab partners by But How About No. Chapter 10. Promposal. Beginning of text messages. Quirked up. T. Swift was so right. How can a person know everything at 18 but nothing at 22? Hashtag deep. Booty Shaker 9000. I'm the only 22-year-old here. You're basically an overgrown high schooler. Quirked up. Scoff. They said with the mimic influence of Donatello, Jackass Hamato. Booty Shaker 9000. That's a new one. Quirked up. I am not a freshman. Booty Shaker 9000. You're so short. Could have fooled me. Quirked up. Scoff squared. Booty Shaker 9000. Smiley face. Booty Shaker 9000. Sweetums. Quirked up. Try again. Booty Shaker 9000. Human whom I only mildly tolerate. Quirked up. Better. What's up? Booty Shaker 9000. Have you had a significant enough break from science? Quirked up. Back! Back, I say! I know your schemes, Hamato! You won't drag me back into using my brain so easily. Booty Shaker 9000. That answers that question. Quirked up. Winter break dining hall food sucks ass. This is a preemptive notice that I will be coming over to eat your snacks. Booty Shaker 9000. Who said you were allowed? Quirked up. I'm Leo's and Mikey's favorite. Still working on Raph, but I have plans. Booty Shaker 9000. ... Why must you invade my life like this? Quirked up. Who stole whose textbook here? Booty Shaker 9000. Touche. Do you think the type of transistor we use will affect the output register from the neural impulses? I think that's an excellent question for the worldwide internet, you responded. You held one of Donnie's hands in yours while you delicately painted little galaxies on his fingernails. You were cashing in on your finger painting privileges from the Mario Kart tournament. Donnie had grumbled a little when you showed up to the lair with your nail polishes in hand, but had been a relatively good victim/client otherwise. The two of you were lounging in his lab, fine-tuning the components you would need for the first Project Kappa Kappa design. It had taken a little goading, but Donnie had convinced you to join him on brainstorming session. Your body still felt tired and wrung out from the amount of brain power you exerted over finals. You laid Donnie's hand gently on the ottoman that you had claimed as your workstation and reached for his other one. He used his metal arm to continue holding his tablet while you started in on the base coat for his nails. Hey, D, do you happen to own any suits that would match your nails? You asked coyly. You had putting off inviting him for too long. Donnie spared a glance to briefly look at his nails and continue reading. His glasses had made another appearance today, sitting halfway down his nose in that librarian way of his. I believe so. Why? You took a steadying breath. Well, dear Donifer, Donjamin, D.D., none of those were my name, he interrupted with a swipe of his tablet. Would you bestow upon me the greatest honor, you continued, rolling your eyes at him, of escorting me to Eastlar's 6th annual nerd prom? Donnie blinked in confusion. Prom? You're in college. Prom is high school occasion, Donnie said. You rolled your eyes at him. Eastlar holds a prom on the Thursday after finals to make up for scheduling tests up until the Tuesday before break, you explained. I wasn't planning on going at all, but May was insistent. I figured who better than the one, the only Booty Shaker 9000 to accompany me. Donnie nodded as he processed the new information. Well, I do love to dance, Donnie trailed. Is that a yes? You asked, perking up. Donnie sighed. Yes, I suppose I can find the time to spare to escort you. You smiled at him, wiggling a little in your seat from excitement. You accidentally got some polish on his cuticle and grabbed a Q-tip to clean it up. It'll be so much fun, Dee Dee, you said. You haven't lived life until you've been thrown into a sweaty grind circle with little John in the background. Donnie peeled. Please tell me that's not required for the attendance. You laughed at him, reaching for a sponge to dab on some interstellar clouds on his nails. No, but it'll get you said. That sweet, sweet allure of gyrating hips is like a siren call. Who are you to say no? Someone who doesn't crash the metaphorical bus. That Donnie deadpanned. You rolled your eyes at him. In any case, I was thinking that I would meet you here at like 5 on Thursday, you suggested, and then we could ride in style in the turtle tank to dinner and then to the dance. Dinner is included in this ritual? He asked. Traditionally, yes. You paused in order to gently blow on his nails so you could add another color. I guess it's optional if you don't want to partake. Donnie tilted his head to the side like he was rolling the idea around in his head. Supposing this is my first and only school dance, we might as well do it properly, he said. You beamed. It'll be fun. There's nothing like getting fast food while dressed to the nines. You set his hand down so you could rummage through your bag for another brush. Donnie took that as an opportunity to better inspect his nails. Ooh, armadillo, he asked. You nodded your head in confirmation. Very nicely done. I recently procured a new purple suit. This will be the perfect opportunity to bring it out on the town. Do you own anything that isn't purple? Donnie gave you this stink eye. The hoodie that you're currently wearing and so nonchalantly stole from me 2 weekends ago, Donnie said, gesturing to your torso. I swear, you returned them just to steal another one right out from underneath my snoot. You flushed, a little embarrassed. There was positively no way to detract from the fact that you were wearing Donnie's dark gray hoodie. It's not my fault that you have the best hoodies. Sharing is caring, Donatello. Donnie grunted, putting his hand back into yours so you could continue painting. Can we get back to Project Kappa Kappa now? You sighed, beginning the process of painting little stars again. Yes, dear. Booty Shaker 9000. Would you prefer a baronet or a corsage? Additionally, what is your color palette for this evening? Ooh, are we going traditional tonight? Booty Shaker 9000. April said it was customary to exchange flowers for school dances. Quirked up. That's true. I think a baronet would work best with my outfit. White flowers would be great. Booty Shaker 9000. Gotcha. Quirked up. I'm assuming purple for you? Booty Shaker 9000. You know me so well. Booty Shaker 9000. Please do not be intimidated, for I will be looking fire this evening. Don't think about upstaging me, as you will lose. Quirked up. Is this why you didn't want to have a pre-prom getting ready together montage with me? Booty Shaker 9000. Mikey was really committed to playing the role of my stylist. My brothers and I have a very long-standing tradition when it comes to wearing suits. I think they would kill me if I broke from it. Quirked up. That sounds like a lot of backstory I'm not privy to, so I'll let it slide. Just once, / teasing. Also, I'm gonna be a little earlier to the lair than expected. I somehow discovered a better bus route to your place today. Booty Shaker 9000. That's fine. You know the way in. Quirked up. Yeah, see you there, Dee Dee. Damn, you're looking good, Quanerno, Leo called out as you climbed the ladder down into the lair. You really were pushing it with the dress shoes you went down, but luckily you didn't fall to your untimely death. Raph lifted his head up from where he was reading a comic and made a noise of agreement. I agree. Fit goes hard, man. Thanks, fellas, you said as you finally reached the ground. You were hoping that you and Donnie would take the back entrance to leave so you wouldn't risk the ladder again. You did a little spin to show off your suit as the two turtles oohed politely. I got this out of a thrift store, but tailored it to myself a few years ago. Excellent craftsmanship. Donnie will be impressed, Raph said. Speaking of old Donnie boy, Leo said contagiously, anything special planned for tonight? I am really looking forward to demolishing a Big Mac and taking dumb aesthetic photos in the McDonald's, if that's what you're asking, you answered. Raph smacked Leo on the back of his head and gave him a look. The two of them exchanged a silent conversation before Raph turned back and gave you a smile. Glad to hear it, kiddo, Raph said. I know the two of you will have fun. You smiled back at Raph, but before you could answer, you were loudly interrupted by Mikey, loudly making trumpeting noises as he entered the common area. Michelangelo Studios would like to present for the first time ever. Mikey tapped his phone to play intro music. The very talented and the very handsome Otto von Ryan! Donnie stepped out from the doorway, appearing to be a bit shy. You caught his eye as he entered, and his cheeks were bright red. Donnie looked, well, fantastic. His suit was dark purple and incredibly well fitted, accenting his build in ways you didn't know how was possible. His black button-down was unbuttoned at the top, allowing a little bit of his chest to peek through. Even his shoes looked like they were shined for the occasion. There was just one problem, though. Donnie was wearing his image transducer. He looked great, obviously, but it wasn't what you had in mind when you invited him out. You're wearing Jupiter Jim's suit from Jupiter Jim Wedding Crasher, Donnie said, seemingly just as in awe of you as you were in him. He patted his pockets a little frantic before he pulled out a box with a delicate boutonniere and handed it out in front of you. It was made up of the smallest white roses you had ever seen, with baby's breath in between the flowers. In honesty, it was perfect. You took it from him, opened the box, and handed the brunette back to him so he could put it on your jacket. And you're in your human form, you said questioningly. You registered that the room was mysteriously empty, save for you and Donnie. Is that not what was implied? Donnie asked. He quickly pinned the flowers onto your jacket, tugging at it a little to make sure it was secure. I recall inviting you, Donatello, not Otho von Ryan, you said. You pulled out your own brunette for Donnie, handing it to him. Donnie gazed happily at the little violets in the box. He opened it and handed the brunette to you, mimicking your earlier actions. I figured that since this was a human event, you'd want to take a human with you, Donnie said, stammering a little. You bit the inside of your cheek, contemplating as you pinned the flowers to his jacket. You felt around the fabric, grabbing a hold of the camouflaged image transducer, and removed it. You looked up at him, watching as his human form rippled away. I invited you, you repeated. You held out the brooch in your hand, allowing Donnie to take it from you. And besides, what Jupiter Jim doesn't want their turtle alien partner in crime by their side as they take on the nefarious silverfish double agents? Cosplay as a cover in case someone starts asking questions, Donnie said, realization dawning on him. You are clever. And that purple suit suits you, you said, giving Donnie a dumb smile. Donnie rolled his eyes. That was worse than Leo's jokes. Hey, my jokes are fantastic, Leo said, appearing again with his head through a portal. He walked all the way through with Mikey and Raph behind him, carrying a cart with a camera, tripod, and a box of what looked like various backdrops. Donnie, I wouldn't have spent that much time on your hair if I knew you were just going to take off the brooch, Mikey scolded. That's my bad, Mike, you said. Average handsome guy doesn't complement the Jupiter Jim fit very well. Leo bit his bottom lip, holding in a laugh as he looked at Donnie. You quickly glanced at Donnie, who looked even more flustered than before. You were about to ask about it, but Mikey caught your attention again. You're going to have to work a little harder on getting my good side if you want to put a ring on my finger, Mikey teased. You laughed, clasping your hands together to plead. Baby, please, I'll do anything. You are my one true love. Then perish, Mikey said, sticking his tongue out at you. Or we could maybe get some pictures? Raph asked. He lifted the camera up from where he was holding it. Ooh, obviously, you said. You went over to help Leo hang up a muted gray backdrop against the lair's brick wall. Donnie helped Raph wrangle the tripod into behaving while Mikey pulled random accessories from the cart. All right, let's get some photos with just you, compy, Leo said. You stood awkwardly in front of the backdrop as Mikey started snapping photos at a rapid-fired speed. Act natural. You're glowing, Leo said to prompt you to pose. Okay, you shaking your head. You moved through an improvised, vague routine, doing your best to comply with Mikey and Leo's directions. Chin up. Ooh, flash that smirk again. Tilt your head to the side. Mix up the poses. You're killing me here. Work it. You laughed through it all, shooting the camera coy looks and sticking out your tongue when you couldn't hold back your smile. All right, fellas, you said after what felt like ages. I think it's time for Donnie to get a turn. What? No, Donnie protested. Leo grinned at him while he dragged Donnie over to the backdrop. You amble your way over behind the camera as Donnie glowered at Leo. Come on, Dee Dee. I know you love the spotlight, you said. Donnie rolled his eyes at you and smiled, rolling his shoulders back into his first pose. You stayed back and watched the chaos as Mikey and Leo gave Donnie the same treatment as before. Raph ended up next to you, supervising his brothers. I'm trusting that I'm not going to have to give you this shovel talk, right? Raph asked you. His voice was low and quiet. You had never known the guy to be all that menacing in your limited time together, but he was quickly proving you wrong. Oh no, nothing to worry about here, you said, waving your hands in front of you. Dee and I are just friends. Really good friends. But still, just friends. Good, Raph said brightly, putting a hand on your shoulder. Raph hates conflict almost as much as he does hiding bodies. Run that by me again? You asked, a little concerned. You have nothing to worry about, kiddo, Raph said, his demeanor seemingly flipping a switch back to his usual friendly self. Get over here, dude. Time for photos for the both of you, Mikey said. You gave Raph a nervous smile before ducking tail and heading next to Donnie. How are we doing this? You asked him. Donnie trailed off. He held his arm out to the side for you to take it. Like this? Works for me, you agreed. You looped your arm through his and smiled at the camera. Could the two of you move closer together? Mikey asked. You complied, scooching closer to Donnie until your shoulder was touching the back of his arm. That's not quite it either, Mikey said. He stood back from the camera, holding out his hand to his chin. Leo, can you fix them? On it. Leo moved you and Donnie around in a blur, similar to how a child might position their dolls. In the commotion, you found yourself with your arms around Donnie's neck and Donnie holding your waist. The two of you stared at each other, flushed and completely ignorant to the click of the camera to the side. You blinked at Donnie, biting the inside of your cheek. Everything was just ridiculous. You started laughing, dropping your head down to his chest. Donnie brought one of his hands to his forehead, sighing deeply. That was not expected, Leo muttered. Donnie, you said, giggling. Yes, he said, sounding pained. Initiate band kid protocol, you said, bringing your arms back down. Understanding flashed across Donnie's eyes. He nodded and got into position. Leo, this is worse. How did it get worse? Mikey said, gesturing towards you and Donnie, T-posing side by side. You don't like this pose? You asked, sounding innocent. Maybe they'd appreciate something a little more classic, sweetums. Donnie said. You nodded and the two of you debated simultaneously. Guys! Oh, shit. Donnie, lift me up. They want us to go all the way back to the 2012s, you said. Gotcha, he replied, and you hopped up in his arms and he lifted you above his head so you could pull off the perfect plank. This one better? You asked from your perch. Raph put a fist into his mouth to muffle his laugh. Leo's crossed his arms and grumbled about you and Donnie, disrespecting the craft. You know what? Mikey said. For the two of you, it's perfect. He snapped a few photos, taking the camera off the tripod to get different angles. Eventually, Donnie let you down on the ground after his arms started to shake. Your ninja strength has once again impressed me, Dee Dee, you said. Brains and bronze. I'm a double threat, Donnie said, shrugging nonchalantly. You snorted and punched his arm. All right, get out of here, losers, Leo said as he corralled you and Donnie towards the turtle tank. There is a cringe threshold, and the both of you have surpassed it. I am cringe, but I am free, you said dreamily. Leo shook his head at you. We were getting along so well, too, he said. You broke into another burst of giggles, clutching to Johnny's jacket so you wouldn't fall down. Have fun, you two, Mikey called out as the two of you were about to go into the garage. Don't get into any trouble, Raph said. You smiled and waved goodbye to them, heading towards the door with Donnie. First one there gets ox. Oh, you are so on. Thank you for listening, and I will have a link in the description to the original story. I would like to say thank you to buthowboutno for letting me do this. Have a good day.